What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages? Rewind is back, and as we inch ever closer towards that July 10th premiere of our favorite show, MLW, we got a great one. We have the only two-time champion in MLW history. We have the man that dethroned Lio Rush. We have none other than the young GOAT, my boy, my friend, and that's not showbiz talk because we talk on a regular. Welcome back, Myron Reed.
What's going on, man? What's going on? It's good to be back on here.
Absolutely, bro. We're ecstatic to have you. So, first question off the hop, and you know I was going to ask it. I always said when you lost the title the first time that I was excited because I wanted Reed versus Rush 2. And then what happened? Christmas came early. I got, hands down, match of the year 2021. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. I put my stamp on that now. That match was everything I wanted, including the kitchen sink, the garage door, the fucking bathtub, everything in that match was lit. So talk to me about Reed versus Rush 2 and breaking history and becoming that two-time middleweight champ.
Honestly, man, so like if you don't know, everything like that stuff was pre-recorded. And you know, so when I got to watch that back, like it honestly was like watching, it was like an outer body experience. And I was like, it was like I was watching myself, but not as myself, because you know, usually when I'm watching matches back, it's like, okay, I just had this match yesterday or the day before, but this is months. So like I'm forgetting what happened during the match. So it's like I'm watching as a fan. So like the end of it, man, it was just crazy. Like I remember my mom calling me and she was like, I don't know, she was joking around and she's funny. But it was an awesome moment, man. It was a great moment I got to experience for sure.
Absolutely. So I got to ask you, what are your thoughts on Lio hanging it up after the injury sustained at Double or Nothing and deciding to step away from wrestling to kind of focus on his music full time?
So honestly, when I first broke in, like Lio was one of those guys. He was going crazy at Ring of Honor and stuff like that. So like I really looked up to him back then. So whenever I got the opportunity to wrestle him, you know, 2 times right before, honestly, this is a shock to everybody, but like once I had to wrestle him the 2 times, I was like, you know what, like it's honor, man. Like you never know, like you never know when they're gonna be done. I'm thinking like we're gonna have 4, number 5, number 6, 7, like you know, and it's like after the second one, it's like you know. He's hanging him up, like you said. I mean, you know, and honestly, your health is more important, is the most important thing at the end of the day. So, you know, I'm wishing him good luck to anything he's doing, though.
Absolutely. We know it's going to be fire, whatever he puts out, because whatever Lio Rush puts his mind to, it's 110%, much like you. Definitely. So this is going to drop on Father's Day, which is upcoming very soon this Sunday. And I got to ask, okay, now that the world is opening up full time, how's it being away from your little dude as much as you're being now? Like it's got to be hard for you, right?
Yeah, it's the more they get older, like the harder it gets, because you know he's talking now, having full conversations. Where are you at, daddy? Like what are you doing and stuff like that. So it is hard, especially when he leaves. He's pretty sad about it, but like at the end of the day, it's awesome seeing his face when when I come back through the door. So definitely live for those moments. I just know that what I'm doing right now is just I'm just trying to do something like huge for us. So, you know, he'll understand when he gets older.
Oh, 100%. I love that kid. I love watching your Facebooks post them. He is the cutest, funniest kid out there on the internet right now. And I got to say, it's a credit to his mom. You had nothing to do with it. It's a credit to his mom. He's cute because of his mom.
I tell her all the time, man.
Bobby, I know you got a question.
Well, I don't know if it's as much of a question as it is a comment, but when I started coming on with George for this, and he said you got to watch MLW Fusion this week because you got to know what's going on. You got to get into the zone here, and it was kind of the one before you guys had your match. You had Rush and Reed too. So I watched that promo you cut, and I just sat there like, damn, this man just sat there facing camera, no gimmick, no prop, no nothing, just spoke. And even if I had no idea what happened with you guys before, the history, even if I knew nothing about that, even if I didn't know who you were, I was like, damn, I gotta watch this match. Like that promo was so fire. And when I do my research on you, I find out that you didn't used to like cutting promos. You used to get
No,
nervous
I
around
hate it.
time stuff. So that blows my mind because you fucking kill it now.
I appreciate it, man. Honestly, like when it comes to that stuff, like I felt like all my life, man, like I grew up like my dad has a lot of kids and my mom, like my siblings, we always were joking on each other. So like that's all I grew up around was just talking shit and joking around. Like, and at first I just never knew that like being me would like, you have doubt, you have self-doubt and stuff like that. So, you never know. You're like, okay, will they accept me? You know what I mean? Or do I need to look like a normal wrestler? So I never knew what I would sound like as just some, wrestler, like typical wrestler. So that's why I always struggled with my promos and stuff back then. So like now it's just like, all right, I'm me. If you don't like me, fuck it. Like that's your problem. And I feel like that's helped me completely on my promos. And I don't like fucking write them down no more. I used to write my fucking promos down and like it took me like you trying to memorize all that. I'm like, it's like a remembering a match and shit,
Oh, yeah.
So like, I just go off the head now, like, and just I feel like it's more organic. It's better, it's easier.
Oh, you can tell, man. You can tell because the best characters are the ones that are just an extension of yourself. And
absolutely,
it comes out like just listen to that one promo, and I've obviously seen more since then, but that one alone was like, I'm sold on this match. Like I got to watch this match. I got to see how this plays out. So I'm happy that you've got the belt again, and I'm also for the sake of the fans, I'm hoping that you might cross paths with Lee Moriarty.
oh man, I already said what I need to say on that one, man. I went on Twitter. I told him, I said, hey, I respect you and I know what you can do, but you're my house now. So, like when it comes that time, he knows what's up. I told him he knows what's up. And if he wants to take a L his first match, he can show up and we can do that. Like, you know what I mean? That's how I feel about
I
that.
think you both would light it up because you two guys who are not like stuck with one style. Y'all can wrestle any which way.
That's my favorite in wrestling, just different styles, mixing it up, seeing what how people adapt to different styles and stuff like that. That's pretty cool. Like,
Yeah, and you guys can do that. So I'm hoping it happens. I'm looking forward to that.
me too, man. Me too. Me definitely too.
Absolutely. So since we're on that subject now, I mean, Court Bauer, the open draft, they've made some great acquisitions. Most notably, a lot more middleweights coming into the fold. So that division,
I love it.
yeah, I know you do. So that division has just gotten all kinds of play. That probably now is the toughest division in MLW with all the additions that have been made and you being at the head of the table as that champion. So I got to ask you, with all the signings, other than Lee Moriarty, with all the draft picks that have come in, who are you intrigued to tangle with? I mean, right off the bat, for me, Aramis. I think you and Aramis would be a show stopper. Like 5 stars across the board. Fuck it, 20 stars. 20-star match.
I feel honestly, man, like one of the ones just the kid in me is like Davey Richards, but like you said, that match would be amazing. I feel like, bro, him and Aries, like honestly, like they're like amazing dudes. I've seen their stuff before, like all of this, so like I know who they are, like as far as like in-ring work goes, and they're dope, man. Like so, I'm just ready to show people what I can do out there. Like I'm ready to like give people what wrestling gave me when I was younger. You know what I mean? So I'm just trying to give that back now and become better.
Absolutely. And you will because you are the young GOAT and you have proven that, you have shown that that nickname is not just a nickname that was made up. That was a nickname that was 150% earned. And I've told you that from day one. Since the first time you're on the show, I've appreciated everything that you brought to the table. You make me tune into MLW, even on the weeks where I'm like, oh, maybe I'll skip this week or maybe I'll just watch the highlights. And I'm like, nope, can't do it. Myron's going to be on. I know he's going to cut a promo. I know he's going to fucking light it up in the ring. Yeah. There's something that I have to do. So I got to ask you this. That match with Daivari, where you had to get the monkey off your back, you pretty much put your number one contendership on the line. That match as well was fire. How much fun was it being in the ring with a technical skill master like Daivari?
Honestly, I just felt like in that match, he's a little older, man, than he was, back in the day. When I was watching him, he was younger. So, like, I mean, he's getting a little older. I'm younger. I feel like I had age advantage, height advantage. He's definitely stronger, bigger. But I feel like at the end of the day, like I don't know, I feel like heart, and just not being afraid of anything, man. Like you can do it, literally anything. Like you just gotta believe in yourself. I feel like I believed in myself, and I knew that like after that was the ultimate prize, the goal, like doing something, making history. So like that match was like just as important as the other match. So with Leo. So I mean I had to look at it the exact same way. Same big match feel.
Absolutely, it was. It had that big fight feel. I think the whole storyline leading up to Reed versus Rush 2, you had to get the Contra monkey off your back. You had to now focus on Leo, and you did it. Both times you knocked it out of the park. So with all these new additions coming to the fold of MLW, I mean, I asked the same question to Richard Holiday because I always want to know if he's looking for somebody in Dynasty. Are you and Jordan looking at any of these new additions as a possible addition to Injustice? Is there anybody you have your mind on? I mean, for me, right off the bat, the Suplex Assassin. He comes to mind that could fit very, very well in Injustice.
Yeah, man. A lot of people told me like Alex Payne and Tankman would definitely be good additions to Injustice, but I just feel like me and Jordan feel like it's a loyalty thing. If we can't have Kodo, Snoop, then we like it's just gonna be an alliance thing. We can be cool people, but like as far as like actually adding them in the group, I feel like no one's really gonna take that place right now. So it's just me and Jordan right now.
Absolutely, I love it. I think that's the right way to go. And even though I've made my opinions known of Jordan, he's won me over a lot this past season. And my final question before I kick it back to Bobby: July 10th, ECW Arena, the house that Blood was built on. What are you looking forward to the most about that July 10th premiere, other than the crowd, which we know Philly is going to bring that fire when it comes to the crowd?
Yeah. You said crowd. I feel like for sure Philly is definitely in the top 3 places, like as far as like going to the ECW arena. Like they are loud and they're live, like every time I've ever went there. So like especially with just wrestling coming back from the pandemic, people are going to be ready to get the hell out of the house, and it's going to be fucking crazy. Like I'm super excited for that. But not only that, I felt like during this whole pandemic era, I've grown so much as a wrestler, and I'm like super ready to show like all the fans live and in person what I can do now, not just them watching it on YouTube or The Zone or Vice, being sports either.
Absolutely. And you know what? When the borders open over here, you better be coming down to Toronto. You better be showing us border what you can do.
Definitely.
We're gonna push to get Myron Reed here every.
Oh yeah, we're trying to get you booked.
I've been trying to get before, like a couple of times, but yeah, it hasn't been much. Yeah, I definitely want to get back out there.
Hell yeah! When you do, you hit us up because we're gonna take you out for dinner. We're gonna take you out for dinner and a few drinks for sure.
Hell yeah!
Yeah, we need like Reed versus Bay versus Trey up here. I think that would just be
that'd be awesome.
A dream match for me.
That'd be awesome. Yeah, I've worked with Bay a couple times, and it was an honor, man. But Trey, like you talking about Trey Miguel? Trey Miguel? Yeah. Like we lived in the same house. Like he's like family. Yeah. He's definitely.
And I think, not for a while, maybe a few years down the line, if the stars align, you guys are all in different spots right now, but I'd like to see the 4 of you get together and be a force again.
Oh, dude, that'd be awesome. I don't know. I felt like we all went our separate ways, but like they were a little bit older than me. Like they were a little ahead of me when I was in the house. But I'm like so thankful that they were there, because like when you like they say, when you surround yourself with people that are better than you, that like have bigger dreams or just as big as you, it makes you dream bigger. It makes you work harder. So like being there, like it really like made me get good fast, because I was like, these guys are everywhere, and I gotta be everywhere with them.
And not only that, like I've gotten to know all 3 of those guys at some point, and they're all like really fucking nice, humble dudes. So like not only yourself with talented people, you surround yourself with the people with the right attitude and the right mentality. Absolutely. So that makes a big difference.
Definitely does. It definitely does.
Absolutely. I use the quote all the time. If you get an ego, you deserve your failure. So if you stay humble, you put the work in, you make connections and friendships like what we have with you, and what Rewind has with you and so forth and so on. And I'm intrigued to know out of when everything kicks back off in July, are you going to be just taking challengers as they come to you, or are you going to do, because I feel like you're ready to show and prove. So I feel like an open challenge is right up your alley. Week to week, you come out and say, hey, I'm ready. Bring them out. You know what I mean? Is that something that's
bring them out, bring them out,
bring them out, bring them
honestly,
out?
honestly, like that's crazy. You know, I feel like the way it's been going right now for me, I'm waiting for them to sign something, and if July 10th comes and nothing is signed, then I'm feeling like that's the next option, is to come out there. You know, no, they haven't put nobody in front of me. I'm asking someone to come in front of me. Let's go. Like, you know what I mean? That's my goal as champion. You know, fighting champion.
Fighting champion, 150%. And if there's anybody in MLW that can do that, it's you. So I've got to ask, we now know the big reveal of El Jefe. We know what Azteca Underground is bringing to the table. We also know that, you know, you've for now put Contra to bed, but Contra is always there. Are you concerned at all with the imploding feud that will eventually happen between Azteca Underground and between Contra, knowing that somewhere in the lines you might get caught in that crossfire, just as because it's bound to happen?
Yeah, that's crazy. Like you seen, it's just like the crossfires are crazy. Like, you remember when I won the MLW middleweight championship the first time? Contra was, and the Heart Foundation, they had the new Heart Foundation. They had their own issues going on, and you know, I just so happened to be at the right place at the right time. You know, it was skill at the same time, but I also was at the right place at the right time. And you know, the second time around, you know, I felt like, I don't know, like, because you got to think about it like this. Like, we were hungry and we were calling them out. Me and Jordan were calling them out. We wanted to let them know, you know, we're just as big of a threat as you. So, like, you know, that was super big for us. Um, sorry, my bad. What's up? That's my kiddo. He's, I don't want to go outside.
Oh, no apologies necessary.
No apologies necessary whatsoever. Absolutely. No apologies needed.
Oh, yeah.
So back to what you were saying though, that you were in the you and Jordan were kind of in the crossfires of all that stuff that was happening when you won the MLW middleweight championship for the first time.
Yeah, definitely. So like once that happened, you know, the pandemic happened, people were just, you know, just testosterone bound, man, and we were just like, you know, we want a shot, like like when we first like started out, like with Kodo Snoop. I'm calling him Snoop, but it's Snoop, but like it was Kodo there. Snoop, like with him, like it was just, you know, we took initiative, and you know, we started cutting promos, and we were like, you know what, we want to be shown on TV more. These other guys might just be comfortable with their spots, but we aren't. And, you know, that worked out very well for us. So, you know, me and Jordan were like, you know what, we're going to do it again. We're going to call out Contra every week. You know, we're not scared of them. At the time, I was champion at first. So then, you know, I got a little ahead of myself. I lost. And you know what? They kind of were like, what was that shit you were talking after I lost to them? But hey, they did it from behind. So, you know, and that's how that started. And I felt like if they never would have, honestly, if they never would have attacked me after me and Leo's match, man, out of frustration, I might not have won in that match 100%, like mentally, you know, if it happened right after, you know. I'm glad I had a 5-month period where I could get better and go after the belt and be clear headed, because, you know, I could have got caught in crossfires again during that time. So, you know.
150%. But you know what? That 5-month gap, the build, everything, you were clear headed. You went in, you did exactly what you said you were going to do, and then some. And I got to tell you, man, after that match was done, I looked at the couch, and my wife, who is very, very WWE, she's kind of very focused on WWE, but I've helped her broaden her taste. And she looked at me and she said, babe, you've been telling me about this match for months. You've been saying it's going to be, when it gets to it, it's going to be electric. And then she looked at me and she goes, that was the best match I have seen all year. Actually, she goes, I'll say this was the best match I've seen all pandemic. So that's from Mrs. Host to you. You
Hell
made
yeah.
her a fan of MLW. I didn't make her a fan,
That's
even though I
that's
was talking
that's
to
my
her all
goal,
the
man.
time.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Sometimes
man.
people just gotta see stuff for themselves, man. They just gotta you gotta see to believe it, man. I'm like that sometimes too, you know. Faith sometimes just ain't enough, man. Like, just listen to me. Like, nah, I'm gonna have to see this for myself. And I'm glad. That means a lot to me, that they watched your wife watched it and she was like, you know what, you're right, honey. Yeah,
She'll
that's
never
awesome.
admit that she said that, but Myron, I got it. I got the words that every husband wants to hear.
You did it,
You
bro.
are
You did
right.
it. You're right, man. You did it. You did it.
So I
Those
gotta
are those words are like I don't hear that a lot at all. Like, I feel like I probably hear that once a month. You're right. But
I've
yeah,
been
you're right.
married to her for 13 years, and I've heard it one time in 13 years, and it was that night. So that's why your match also holds a special place in my heart, bro.
That's fucking awesome. That is awesome, bro.
So I gotta ask, you mentioned Richard Davies. I mean, or Davey Richard, yeah. You mentioned the Lone Wolf. If that comes to fruition and he crosses your path, I know that match will be an all-out war. But I need it to be an Ironman match. I need to get 30 to 45 minutes because
That'd be insane.
I just feel like I've been begging Court for months, and I know he watches. So I'm going to say it again. Court Bauer, give us 90 minutes. This hour stuff can't happen anymore. I need 90 minutes of MLW Rewind. Then I can get these dream matches.
MLW Fusion, you mean?
Sorry,
90
MLW
minutes
Fusion.
nice
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, Rewind 2 for 90. But give me 90 minutes for MLW Fusion, because then I can get matches like that. I can get those type of matches. But how would you feel in going into an Ironman match with a caliber like that?
Honestly, man, I feel like I'm ready. I'm honestly, is he ready for that? Because, like, I'm young, I'm conditioned. I work out every day. I know he's working out. I know he's in the gym and stuff. But I mean, man, like, I just feel like age is it's a big age gap in there. He's old enough to definitely, like, a few more years probably be my dad. Like, you know what I mean? So, like, hey, I'll take the advantage, but I'm not gonna play it easy on anyone. Like, it's my time, it's my moment.
Absolutely, 100% too. So I got to ask this as well. You and Jordan, do you have your eyes, now that you've got that middleweight title grasp, you're going to be a defending champion, do you and Jordan have your eyes on those Parks and getting those tag team titles?
Honestly, man, I wanna see where Jordan's head is on this, because last time around, we could have went after the tag titles, but Jordan wanted that heavyweight belt, so that's what we did. So honestly, I'm just I know my goal right now, and if he wants to go after the tag belts, I feel like let's go do it. But I want to see where his head is, and maybe he wants to go after the open weight. You never know what Jordan wants to do, so I want to see what Jordan wants to do as far as his path. And we're gonna go from there. I support him 100%. That's my bro.
Absolutely, man. Family over everything, for sure. Now I got to ask, we know that there's one person that's confirmed for Battle Riot. We know that Hammerstone will be in Battle Riot. Have you two, you and Jordan, have you guys thrown your hats into Battle Riot as well?
Hey, I'm definitely in that thing, man. Me and Jordan definitely are. I was thinking about it. I was like, you know what? Because you threw me off. I thought you were gonna ask, what we thought about Hammerstone being in that match, and I was like, yeah, we got to double team his ass. We're gonna double team his ass. But
That goes without saying.
Yeah, definitely. We're definitely gonna be in there. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity. The opportunity of becoming a heavyweight championship. I see people's comments. I see what they're saying, and they're like, when you going after that heavyweight belt, Myron? And Jordan, when are you gonna win the heavyweight belt? Like, we know what it takes and what we got to do. And if it comes down to just me and him, then we know what we got to do in that situation. We're like, it's an opportunity, man. At the end of the day, wrestling is competition. So,
and to be the best, you've got to beat the best. And
definitely,
you are one of the best in MLW, and I put that on wax numerous times. So, well, let's talk about Hammerstone and Battle Riot for a second. So you obviously mentioned you're going to have to double team him. But what I love about Battle Riot is there's so many layers to it. You could throw someone over the top. You can make him pin, make him submit. So there's so many moving parts to Battle Riot. How does somebody like Myron Reed, how do you prepare for a match like that where you could have someone in a submission 1 minute and then you might be thrown over the top the next minute. Then you got to slide under the ropes, but you could get pinned. How do you already have to keep your head on a swivel, but how do you prepare for so many different ways that you could be eliminated from one match?
Well, I was in it last year, or not last year, but the year before that, and I had an idea of what it was like. So I feel like this time around, I'm just a more calm wrestler than I was 2 years ago, and I feel like, you know, as far as observing who's in there, I feel like I'm gonna be smarter, have a better game plan. I haven't figured out 100% what I would do going in there, but like, you know, when the time comes, I feel like, you know, I'm one of the best wrestlers in the world, so like it's like easy, like it's easy work. I'm in there.
Absolutely, it is easy work. When I watch you wrestle, I said this to Rob before you came into the room here with us today. I said watching Myron Reed is like poetry in motion. It's just fluid and it's crisp every time. And there's not literally anything bad I could say about you. You're one of the nicest people in the world. You're cool as hell. You're calm. Even though inside you might be going stir crazy, you never show it. And when you go out there, you literally are an artist and one of the best in the business. And it's an honor that you've come back on the show twice. And it's an honor that I get to call Myron Reed my friend. I mean, I can't call a lot of people my friend. Even Rob and me, sometimes we bicker. He annoys me sometimes. But to sit there and say that Myron Reed is not only a colleague, but a friend, that means the world. And you have been nothing but humble and respectful. Like I told you, I geeked out when I was like, hey, man, it's nice to meet you. And you were like, oh, yeah, I'm a fan. And I was like, shit, Myron Reed's a fan of me?
I seen. Yeah, dude, I seen the show before I came on it. You guys had popped up because like I'm really big into watching podcasts and stuff like that. Especially when I'm like getting through the day, I'm getting things done. You know, it helps me get stuff done. You know, because my ADHD is insane. So like if I'm on if I listen to podcasts, it's perfect. And I stumbled across your guys' stuff, and I was like, huh. I like this, and you guys were definitely reviewing our stuff. So, you know, I wanted to see how you guys felt, because how the fans feel to me, like at the end of the day, that's the most important thing about wrestling, because certain people may not like you, but if the fans like you, you know, you're always going to make money in business, you know? So like, what's more important? You know what I mean? But like, I don't know. I feel like I watched the show, and I really appreciate all the compliments and stuff like that, and your views on the show. So like when you guys had hit me up, I was like, that's dope. That's dope.
Absolutely. And much like you, I had an older counterpart, but now I have somebody more my age. So we're all kind of in the same bubble, Myron. It's very exciting to be in the same, you know, we were all born in different centuries, but so close together. One of us wasn't born 150 years ago. You know what I mean? That's exciting.
Not us, we can't call ourselves Young Goat. Only Myron's gonna be able to do that. And like, it's amazing, man. I forget how young you are. If your nickname wasn't Young Goat, I would just forget it all the time, because you don't wrestle like your age. You wrestle well beyond that. And I'm not gonna ask you to speculate on your future, because I think I'm just gonna relax and enjoy the ride of Myron Reed's career.
Dude,
and
that's how I feel, man.
It's gonna be amazing.
That's exactly how I feel. I appreciate that, man. Like honestly, that's what I tell myself. I used to like get so stressed out, like I wasn't in certain spots yet. Like I felt like I wasn't working hard enough, and then I was telling myself like, there's a reason why certain situations you won't get certain situations, and you'll go through everything for like you're supposed to go through the shit you go through, and it makes you who you are. And like, if you're not at a certain point and you're upset about reaching that point, just hang on and fucking keep working. Stay consistent. Like that's what I'm doing, you know, and just believe in yourself. I know that, you know, I'm destined to do big things. Like, and I don't say that in a cocky standpoint. Like, I just know that I work really hard, and I know that I don't slack on when it comes to this shit. Like I've been doing this backyard wrestling, like watching wrestling all my fucking life. Like this has been my life. So I know you know what I mean? At the end of the day, you know, like, yeah, there's nothing stopping the grind. Like there's nothing stopping.
And you can tell, man, it shows. So it's gonna be a lot of fun watching your career unfold and watching you hit those heights.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. Sure.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely. You are not one to watch anymore. You are must see TV. And that's what I feel like whenever I know the young GOAT's going to be on the card. You are must see TV.
Oh, yeah.
One final question, just because it's Father's Day going to be around the corner when this episode drops. So have you watched a match with your little dude yet? Has he seen what daddy does? And what is his thoughts? Like, you're already a superhero because you're dad. But if he's watched a match with you, what are his thoughts? Does he look at you and go, man, dad, so cool? Like, like what's his thoughts on has he seen you work yet?
Definitely, man. He watched the Leo match when I watched it, and just the whole match, he's just like, "That's daddy right there. That's daddy right there." Like, just pointed at the TV, like, "That's daddy right there." And I think at some point through it, he was like, "Yeah, he'll yell like when I'm getting beat up, he'll yell." Like, it's awesome. It's awesome to see him get invested in the match. Like, and I don't tell him who's gonna win or lose or anything like that. I don't like he's invested. It's a movie to him, and that's really cool that I'm able to do that.
That's awesome. So what was it like when he saw you win that title back? Because he was watching that match with you. What was that? What was his faith? You seeing that through your son's eyes, what was that moment like?
Honestly, you're gonna laugh at this, dude. But when I won the belt, like I was like getting a little emotional, something like this. This is an awesome fucking moment, like growing up, I dreamed about moments like this shit. And like, here's my son jumping on my neck, like, "I'm beating you up now, daddy." Like, and I'm like, dude, I'm over trying not to tear up and stuff. Like, all right. And I'm trying to hug him. He's trying to beat me up. And yeah. So I mean, I don't know, man. Like when I know that he likes it because he's always jumping off of shit and he always wants to fight. He always wants to like try to take me down. I'm like, Jesus Christ, God. Yeah, he's awesome, man. He's awesome. And
well, wouldn't that be
cool.
Wouldn't that be a match right there? That's a future match right there. Court Bauer, if you're listening, Reed versus Reed, father versus son. When the little man's ready to go. Oh my God, GOAT versus younger GOAT. That's the match right there, Myron.
We're gonna wrestle the Mysterios, man. Remember Mysterios gonna be in the Canes probably. Dominic's gonna be my damn age.
That'll be amazing. Myron, as always, brother, thank you so much for giving us the time today on Rewind. We only got a few more minutes before it kicks us out. But please, if somebody who is watching MLW Rewind, they already know who you are. But if there is someone out there in this world who is stupid enough to not be following Mr. Must See TV, where can they find you on all the wonderful world of social media?
Yeah, definitely. Social media, you can follow me on Twitter. It's The Bad Reed. Instagram, Reed's World, and Twitter or Facebook, sorry, is Myron Reed. And I'm dropping I have music out, and I'm the deluxe I'm making, and it's coming soon. So it'll be here in July, and I'm excited for that. Excited for MLW to come back in front of a crowd, and everything's gonna be lit. So just follow me and follow the journey.
Absolutely, 150%. And you guys already know that you can follow everything MLW Rewind related on Straight Talk Wrestling at Instagram and on Facebook, and Straight Talk Wrestling on YouTube, the exclusive home of MLW Rewind. And you can also find me at Twitter at _Straight Talk. And Bobby, you only got one, so hurry up and shout it out. Go ahead.
The Real Uncle Bobby B on Insta. That's how you find me. But
that's the one. That's the one. That's it. It's very simple. All right, Myron, before you go, do me a favor, brother. Look at the camera. Give me that Myron Reed intensity and let them know who they are watching and listening to right now on MLW Rewind.
This is the young GOAT, Hot Fire Myron Reed, and you're listening to MLW Rewind.
Ooh, that's the best way to end the interview. My brother, go enjoy time with your little man. Give him a high five for me. And you tell Mrs. Reed that the Straight Talks, George Mackay, he got the words, "You're right, honey." Now you need to hear it. It's only fair. It's only fair.
Hell yeah. I love it. We got to stick together.
That's it. That's it. Fathers unite. My brother, thank you so much. Go enjoy
Thank you, Myron.
Peace, love, and wrestling, my dude.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
Thanks
man.
for having me, guys.
Take care, my man.